Dear listener, I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus. But that's hard, because at times, I'm not even convinced myself. I preach a loving God who knows you, but our world, at times, looks loveless to me. I have seen heartbreak and cancers, I have seen poverty and injustice, all of which give me no answer to how a loving God could allow it. I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus, but I can't even convince myself of the possibility that I'm loved, of the possibility that you, too, are loved. My pillow has tasted my tears, my parents phoned about all my doubts and my fears. I have prayed with no reply, so lately I've been forgetting to pray. But I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus. Well, I think God picked the wrong guy. See, I'm insecure to my bone, and I'm always in search of a new place to call home. I buy clothes that look old, so it gives the appearance that I'm not wealthy, but I have an outfit for every day of the month. But I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus. I say God fulfills, but only once I get married. I say I am happier than I've ever been, but sometimes that is a lie. I judge others for their actions and commit the same sin behind closed doors. But I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus. I want to live like God. I want to live for God. When I pass by a homeless man on the street, I can't even stop to talk with him. But I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus. I listen to lectures on honesty and love, and I read books about sacrifice and integrity, yet I still cheat on my tests and lie to my neighbors. But I'm supposed to convince you to follow Jesus. I read a verse about forgiveness, but I blame everyone for my problems. Because if I were actually to blame, God could never love me. But I'm here to convince you to follow Jesus. But I'm not even convinced, because as far as I know, I'm pretty ugly behind closed doors. And who could love that? I'm here to convince you to follow Jesus. But I think I have failed. But then I watched the sun rise on the Chicago skyline. And I watched it set on California beaches. I saw a baby come into this world, and I saw a grandfather holding it dearly. I saw a dog save a man's life, and I saw a man fight for his father's freedom. I saw my sister defeat the mind's sharpest tricks, and I felt the embrace of 7 friends. I saw it doesn't take an artist to recognize a painting. What I saw was love. A different love. An ancient love. A love that existed before time itself. A radiant, radical love. A love that has no care for itself. A love that is unconditional. I saw a love that revealed itself to us. A tangible, a visible love. A love that suffers with me. A love that mourns with me. I found a love that cries with me. A love that rejoices with me. I found a love that dances with me. I saw a love that was worth everything I had. I saw love itself. And there is nothing more convincing, there is nothing more captivating than love. Can you see it? I'm here to convince you that love has a name. And its name is Jesus.